Thanks again to Pat Davis for stopping by. Tune in next week for the second half of our interview when Jeff asks him about the potential risks of one guy owning 4 newspapers and why anyone should trust any of them when they're owned by a political insider like Mr. Davis. That's next Friday on New Mexico in Focus. Don't miss it. Now, let's turn to our second panel for this week. Happy to be joined in studio today by Tim Maestas. He's news director at KOB-TV. Megan Kamerick, news director at KUNM Radio, and Searchlight New Mexico editor Sarah Solovich is with us as well. Let's open this up with a discussion and a look at ownership of our local news organizations. As viewers heard in our last segment, there are differences in leadership between a for-profit and a nonprofit newsroom, as well as a family-owned versus corporate organization. Now, Megan, at KUNM, that's affiliated, of course, with the university. But how exactly are you funded, and how does that relate to the mission of public radio?
Sure, Gene. Like a lot of public radio stations, we're a university licensee. The university holds our license. They have no editorial input on our coverage. We are funded. We have about a $2.2 million budget.
That might surprise most. That's a good size.
I know, it feels like it, but it's, there's a lot we have to pay for. About 80% comes from individual donors and local business sponsors, and then about 20% from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and foundation grants. For instance, the W.K. Kellogg Foundation funds 2 of our reporters they have for quite a while. The Thornburg Foundation covers, we have a halftime reporter. So we don't really have an ownership, we have a license holder.
There you go. That makes sense. And that is different than everything else I just set up. But Tim, in your situation, you do work for a family-owned situation, and it's a little bit different over there. How does that affect newsroom coverage decisions? Your station's family-owned. Unlike some of your local competitors, it's just a little bit different. Is there a difference at Channel 4?
There is. We are owned by Hubbard Broadcasting. Actually, this year we are celebrating 75 years of ownership under Hubbard. So it's significant, especially in the television industry, to be owned by the same owner for so long. For me, I've worked for stations that have been owned by corporate, publicly traded corporations, and we're now working for Hubbard, which is family owned. I can say from personal experience, it's a blessing because they are very hands off. We have about 8 TV stations, and they have several dozen radio stations across the country in major markets. We are their second largest station behind KSTP in Minneapolis, which is the ABC affiliate. But they are very hands-off. I don't have a corporate news director. I don't have anyone from on high telling us or dictating how the decisions we're making from a daily perspective, also big picture. They really trust local managers to make smart decisions for the communities that they serve. So it's different. It's noticeably different.
That's right, exactly. Sarah, welcome to the table. First of all, your first time here. Really pleased to have you here. Tell us about what you do there. Your funding, of course, same questions at Searchlight New Mexico. How does that work for you guys?
So Searchlight was launched about 5.5 years ago, and we have always been, a nonprofit that relies largely on foundations. Our largest foundation is the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation, but we also have other national, state foundations. We also have some major philanthropists. And what happens is that a foundation might say, we're interested in health coverage, or we're interested in education, whatever. They'll pick kind of a coverage area occasionally. But the wonderful thing is they never suggest stories to us. They never tell us what to do. There is absolutely no interference. And we're increasing also our individual donors, reader kind of memberships and subscribers around New Mexico.
Right. All 3 of you make a point that you don't get interference from your respective situations. That's important for listeners and viewers to know, Tim, isn't it? I think there's a perception out there that there are things from on high that you have to respond to. How do you beat back that kind of perception?
It's difficult. We hear from viewers on both sides of the political spectrum pretty frequently, pretty often, accusing us of bias from one end or another. That kind of tells me that we're in the middle. So if there's any comfort in that, there's that. But it's just in doing what we do every day. We have a mission. We try very hard to be objective and to take that approach with all of our stories and all of our coverage. So There's just a built-in, I think, perception or belief among not everyone, but certain viewers that, we have a position or we have an agenda, and that is not the case.
Interesting. I want to stay on this issue of trust, Megan. It's interesting. How do news organizations, I guess, build engagement and trust with your audience? How do you decide what people need to know? Do you see what I mean? It's a very difficult thing to build that kind of trust. Where do you start from every morning on these kind of things?
For sure, Gene, and I think this has become even more huge in the times we're in now. I think you have to be incredibly transparent about what you do, and one of my goals is to make that more obvious on our website. Trusting News is a great organization and has some great templates for how you do that. Like, this is who we are, this is what we cover, this is why we do it, this is, and news is very bad about telling its story, and now we're kind of seeing the repercussions of that. And we haven't wanted to be the story, but you have to explain those things to people and be super open to criticism and to suggestions. And choosing what you cover is a challenge because we're all, I'm one of the smaller public radio stations. We can't cover everything. So we have to think about what are we going to leave? What can we pick up from other outlets? We work with Source New Mexico a lot. We've used things from Searchlight. We've rewritten stuff from KOB if we need to. And I just came back from the Public Media Journalists Association conference, and the whole theme was collaboration.
Oh, no kidding.
And cooperation. Look, we need to figure out healthy competition is good, but what do people need? Because we're losing several newspapers a week on average, and we live in a place of news deserts. So I think we need to think through that and how we can best serve people by giving them what they need. I would love to do more engagement. It's also one of my goals.
Sure.
Lots of stations have someone just committed to engagement. I don't have that luxury right now, but it's very important. So
I have seen that trend. It's actually interesting that you picked up on that too and mentioned that. Last question, I got another thing for Sarah. Who is your audience at KUNM? This comes up a lot. Is it people affiliated strictly with the university, the lay people? Who is the audience there?
We haven't done an audience survey for a while that I have at hand, but I will tell you we reach over half of New Mexico.
Wow.
I mean, we have translators from Socorro up all the way into northern New Mexico. So a variety of people are listening to us. I would say from the last data I saw, they do tend to skew older. This is why public media has digital first as its mantra, because we know, I don't have my phone with me, but I would hold it up that's how people are going to get news. Gene, I have an intern who will be a junior, I think, in the fall, and she had her first story, and she told her family and friends, I'm going to be on the radio, and she said something that said, how do I listen to that?
Interesting.
So it's not going to be, as we call it, terrestrial radio.
Right, exactly.
It's going to be digital on your phone. So that's, if you want the younger audience, you have to meet them where they are.
Another segment on what Megan's talking about, Sarah, I want to pick up on is talk about who gathers the news and shows it to folks, meaning representation, especially in our diverse state. Does that matter? Or folks, do you get feedback saying, I would prefer to see stories by certain types of people in the state? What's your sense of that? And Tim, I want you to pick up on that as well.
I don't think we've ever had a specific question like that, but one of the things that we're most proud of is when we have a story that touches on the Navajo Nation, we have it immediately translated into Dene. And then we give it for free to Native Public Media, which is a kind of an umbrella group of Native-owned radio and TV stations around the country. And so that story will appear in many, completely oral Dene forms.
That's exciting.
But we've worked really hard. When I go to conferences, I think diversity is almost preponderates. It is the conversation among all news outlets across the country, and it is just very, it's really a challenge.
What are the biggest challenges that you've seen, or any commonalities from those events you've been to?
Well, for us, the biggest challenge, is covering such an enormous state like New Mexico, because, that is our mission, and we're always, we don't just stay in northern New Mexico or central. So sending people with a small staff across, the state is very difficult. And, we're a very small staff, so that is, it's expensive. Journalism is, investigative journalism is incredibly expensive.
Yes.
And to get people who are experienced and just understand the mission, but also the values of traditional journalism.
Let me throw this in there as well, Tim. We're in a diverse state, right? I mean, how do we make sure it's not a checkboxing exercise? And then to follow up to that is, what is the role of journalism in New Mexico in 2023? Just a big question right there. What is our mission as journalists here at all the challenges we have in New Mexico right now?
Well, bouncing off what Sarah mentioned, in television, this is the second largest market in the nation geographically. We are just behind Salt Lake City. We cover the entire state. Las Cruces is technically in the El Paso market, but we still cover stories out of Las Cruces. Las Cruces viewers can still receive our signal over the air. We cover Southwest Colorado. We cover Northeast Arizona. So that makes covering news in this market difficult. When it comes to recruiting, staffing, I can tell you in the last several years, it has become more difficult than ever to recruit. I think there are a number of factors specifically related to the television news industry. It's not exciting or as glamorous as it used to be on television. Everybody's on a screen now. Right. Everybody is on Facebook, on YouTube. It's just not as glamorous or as exciting as it used to be. That's one thing. Another thing is recruiting, specifically New Mexico. We're a small state. We're a flyover state. A lot of people have heard about New Mexico, but they've never been here. They've been to our surrounding states. So there's a lot of curiosity and apprehension about coming to a place where they're not really familiar with. When it comes to recruiting, I've made an effort to recruit locally. UNM now has a great fellowship and internship program. I've hired 2 former fellows are now full-time employees with KOB. The benefits out of that are they're local, they know the local issues, they know what people in this market care about. So that is where I'm at with recruiting. It's a challenge now.
Can I jump in and say, we have the New Mexico Local News Fund, is that what you're talking about, the Fellows Program through UNM? So we've had 2 fellows too, that's my intern this summer. And our other fellow, Jeanette Didios, who is Dene and Hickory Apache, we've kept her on under our Thornburg grant. So, and then Mia Casas is our intern this summer. And another full-time employee we have now under Kellogg, Taylor Velasquez, started with us as a student employee. So those are my 3 folks of color in my newsroom, Gene, and they were recruited locally.
There you go.
And that's really important because it is a very competitive market for talented, diverse journalists. And we've already had someone plucked away to Colorado Public Radio. That's right. As good for her.
It's hard to keep
but, we have
here.
We have to high, the salaries are lower here.
That's right. That's right.
And New Mexico's like,
that's right.
Is that in America?
At the same time, I will say at the same time, we're a top 50 market. There are about 210 television markets in the nation. We're top 50. It's a good size market.
Thank you.
So it's very possible to earn a good living here and for people to establish themselves and earn good livings and stay here quite a while. So my reality as a top 50 news director is I see a lot of people come and go. Viewers will see a lot of people come and go, but there's also a good amount of people who fall in love with New Mexico for whatever reason. They meet the love of their life, or they start a family, or they just love it here.
That's right.
And that's not surprising,
That's right.
but they end up staying here. So there's also a rich amount of talent, a rich bank of talent here. And I think New Mexicans should appreciate that.
Yeah.
There are people in this market, radio stations, newspapers, television stations, who could very well be working in much larger markets, but they're here.
There's a lot of talent here.
It's, the news that we see in this market is good, high quality journalism.
Good
There's
stuff.
so many good stories here.
Yeah.
And I
Always.
also see that one of the great advantages is hiring people who are from New Mexico. One of our most treasured reporters is Alicia Guzman, who's from Truchas. And she lately started reporting on the nuclear industry, and particularly what's happening at Los Alamos. And she is able to tell the stories of northern New Mexicans working at Lannel and what's happening there and the impact
Right.
on the state in a way that nobody from anywhere else in the country
I'm glad you
is
guys got
able
those
to write
stories
about
in
that.
about your staff. That actually means something. Again, perception is everything. Not getting orders from on high, hiring local. You guys are doing great stuff. Thanks you all for your perspectives this week. We hope you all found it valuable, and we hope you too, the viewer, did as well. Now, be sure to let us know what you think about any of the topics The Line covered this week on our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram pages, and catch any episode you might have missed on our PBS app, which is really cool, your Roku, or your smart TV. Thanks again for joining us. Staying informed and engaged. We'll see you again next week in Focus.